Awesome. Okay, so we are going live, or we are live. And I'm going to give it a couple of minutes just for people to start joining us and all the notifications to pop up around internet world, whether you're on Facebook or LinkedIn or joining us maybe on a replay even. Hopefully that will have this beautiful topic of conversation that'll enlighten you and also enrich your lives. And of course, we're coming from the Sacred You community, where we are bringing people from all across the world together to have beautiful conversations and meaningful conversations. So tonight, our topic is going to be emotional mindfulness. And really, it's about unlocking your potential with awareness. And this is one of my topics, and it's very dear to me because this is the work that I do with individuals and groups and corporate as well too. So looking at emotional mindfulness is really the practice of being aware of, and attuned to our emotions. And it really allows us to respond to situations in a more thoughtful and deliberate way. I believe by cultivating emotional mindfulness, we can unlock our potential and achieve greater success in both our personal and professional lives. So tonight, our panel of experts will explore the benefits of emotional mindfulness, how to develop this practice, and also how to integrate it into our and your daily lives. And we hope that by the end of the discussion, you'll gain a deeper understanding of emotional mindfulness and how it can transform the way that you approach challenges and opportunities. So I'd like to now introduce myself, and I'm Bex Smith, the cheerleader for change, or your cheerleader for change. And I'm really about helping people ride those waves of emotional turmoil and joy. So we all have different aspects of change, and some can be joyful and some can be painful. So I help you find your pleasure and pain points in any change that you might be going through and ride that beautiful emotional change curve from pessimism to optimism. So very passionate about helping people change their mindset and changing their lives. And I'm coming to you live from Sydney today, Sydney, Australia. So we've got people from all across the world on the panel, and I can't wait for them to introduce themselves because they all bring a rich understanding of their own personal emotional change, and also a great perspective for clients and people that work with them around emotional mindset. So let's start with Diana. If you can introduce yourself, where you're from, and the work that you beautifully do in the world.
Thank you. Thank you, Bex. My name is Diana Esther. I'm at the moment living in London, UK, and I am soul doctor, spiritual coach, poet, and writer. And emotional mindfulness is in my heart, is in my soul, and it's my daily life that it's outline the emotional mindfulness and my connection to my heart and the diamond within me. I provide the global educational platform for professional, emotionally sensitive women for more clarity and understanding of their emotions, to be able to live the life they truly want to live with grace and ease. And I believe that our emotions is answer to all the issues in our life. And to understanding and connecting to our emotion is not only necessity, but absolute must. And if we don't have that, we can achieve nothing in our life. So my work is to send the message and to inspire and to empower women from within, helping them to understand who they truly are, why they're here, and connect them to the power of their heart, to the diamond within we all have.
I absolutely love that. The diamond within, that's going to stick with me, and emotional connection, so important, as you just described in your work. Thanks, Diana. We're going to go to Tiffany now. Who and where and how do you show up in the world, Tiffany?
Hi, everyone. I'm Tiffany West, and I'm an emotional care coach. I'm in Aurora, Colorado, and my business is interior health design. So it's all about healthy, happy living and body-based healing from the inside out. So the emotional wellness piece is really my jam. That's exactly where I've landed in my coaching business, because I experienced my portal into emotional wellness through physical symptoms and mystery illness and chronic pain. And I went through decades of not being able to get the answers that I needed for healing. So it turned out that I continued to look deeper and dive under the hood, and I was really able to get in touch with what was truly blocking me from healing, from my body being able to get the healing that it needed, and for me to be able to really connect to my true authenticity and then show up in the world with more potential. So I feel like healing childhood trauma, healing emotional wounding, if we don't do it, just like Diana said, then we are just setting ourselves up for a faulty foundation, no matter what we build on top of that foundation. I have found in my personal experience with my clients, it does come crumbling down if we don't have this foundational piece and we're not emotionally well and mindful of how to feel, how to heal, and how to recover from triggers and meet ourselves in our emotional state, whatever they may be. It could be a negative emotion, a positive emotion. I'm not big on positive or negative, but for the sake of a better term, learning how to feel and honor our emotions is really what I'm all about. And I'm really happy to be here talking about this today. So thank you.
Thank you for being a beautiful champion in that work. And I love interior health design. Very cool, but also very connected too. I really felt that was something that probably doesn't get enough airtime in our design. We design lots of things, solutions, bridges, all of those sorts of things in the external world. And it's about time that we start designing for ourselves internally. That's beautiful, Tiffany. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Joyita, let's see who, where, and how you show up.
I'm Joyita. I'm from India, and it's a very sultry weather here, raining a lot. So this is an afternoon for me. For most of you, I think it is evening. I am a holistic healing and wellness coach. I'm a Reiki Grandmaster, and I'm practicing for the last 25 years. And I'm honored to be part of the Sacred You.Love community. And here I am the host of a tribe called The Child Within, where we work on inner child issues. Something to what Tiffany said, that we need to work within ourselves, not only in the present, but in the past, who we had been. I follow the Buddhism tenets, and in this we have something called the Golden Buddha. So inside each and every person, there is a Golden Buddha which is hidden, and we just need to clear the debris of the conditionings, the beliefs, and the societal pressures that we have. And once we are able to remove that, we find the Golden Buddha hidden inside us. I work with a lot of compassion. I am out to help people understand what is it that they need to change. I do not call myself a healer, because I feel I'm just a medium, a vessel through which the energy flows. And I help people to find equilibrium in their body, mind, and soul. And that's all that I do. Yeah, thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you, Joyita. And lovely that both Tiffany and yourself talked about that body awareness too, and really being connected to your body. I have a belief that emotional turns into physical. So emotion that you deny or push down or don't want to look at really does turn into something physical in your body. So having that body awareness is very important as well. And I love that you bring that into your work. Okay, Julie, the who, how, and where?
What, why, where? Good evening, good morning, everybody. I am living in the Blue Mountains in New South Wales, not too far from Bex in Sydney. I have a very strong background as a clinical aromatherapist, and I practice witchcraft, which I have been doing all of my life. And just to set everybody at ease what that means to me, and the true meaning of it is about honoring ourselves and all that is, including Mother Earth, the sky, every creature. And it's actually a lifestyle. And I bring this into my work because it's very potent. Yes, we work with spells, and it's similar to prayer. So you can really name it what you wish to. And I do work with the body, mind, and soul. My background in clinical aromatherapy has played a very, very powerful role in my own healing and my daughter's. And that is actually through my daughter. When she was born with a very rare life-threatening condition, and at 6 months young, she was diagnosed with a second life-threatening condition. And so our journey together brought me to where I am today. And I've been in this field of physiological, psychological, and emotional, energetic work for over 30 years. And so I bring the art of magic, which is energy and spirit and love, in with modern medicine as well, because clinical aromatherapy is based around working with Mother Earth, the essential oils. And through this, I work with the psychological and emotional, creating beautiful, natural, botanical perfumes, because we can so easily work with the mind, the moods, emotions, and to create new neural pathways. So as I said, there's science, there's magic, there's esoteric. It all comes in together. There's no one way. And yeah, we work a lot with the mind, because I personally believe that a lot of our challenges in life, which there isn't anything wrong with actually, it's how we choose to respond and work with them. But often it's how we choose to respond or react in our mind. And so I love to strengthen the mind, strengthen the nervous system, and work the magic in with that. It's so involved. And I'm an astrologer and an artist. So all of that is brought into my work as well. I'm going to stop there because I could keep going.
I'm sure we all wear many hats, but thank you, Julie, for sharing some of your most treasured hats as well too that you wear, and how you beautifully show up for your tribe. I know, because you've got an astrology tribe with Sacred You as well, and also, you know, for your clients as well. So thank you for joining us, those that are on the live with us, so Bethlehem, and then there's also a few others that I'm sure that are joining us on our live streams. If you do have any questions for the panelists, please feel free to drop it in the chats wherever you are, and we'll try and collect them and answer them. And we'll also be putting everyone's details in all of the chats and streams and threads and all the things where you can make sure that you can connect with all of the panelists and myself post this conversation as well. So let's crack on with the first question, and I'm going to ask Tiffany to answer this question, and then I will go to Joyita second. So I'd like to know, how would you define emotional mindfulness, and what role does it play in unlocking our potential? So how would you define it? And then what role does it play in unlocking our potential?
Yes, that's a really good question. I would define emotional mindfulness as being aware of how you're feeling, and on a deeper level, what that sensation feels like energetically in your body. Emotions are energy. So our bodies are really brilliant at kind of helping us discern where that energy is and what it feels like and what kind of sense it has. And I feel like becoming an emotionally mindful soul and human being, I personally have become more aware of where those emotions reside in my body and how they feel when they're very intense. I grew up as a very sensitive, highly sensitive child. And I was always told my emotions were too big. So I interpreted that, feeling wasn't okay, anger wasn't okay, I would get in trouble, it was considered disrespectful. So I learned to stuff and numb and become very emotionally detached. And as my physical health took a turn, as I said earlier, that was kind of the road back to really unlocking how to feel again and how to become unnumb and learn how to be mindful of how important and vital it is to feel those emotions. What was the second part of the question again?
Second part was, what role does it play in unlocking our potential?
I think it's everything. I don't feel like we can get in touch with our true potential when we are not mindful of what we're feeling and when we haven't healed those deeper emotional invisible wounds. I feel like unhealed trauma, unresolved emotion, it blocks us. We disconnect from who we are and from our truth. And when we're not living connected to our authenticity, we aren't able to access our potential. We aren't able to access our true power, and we're not able to have that flow of divinity really operating and running through our system freely. And so unlocking our emotional mindfulness really, to me, is the portal to opening up everything that you are capable of, because you get connected with who you truly are and you feel safe to be who you are. So I think it's very important.
Beautiful, absolutely. And 100% with all the things you've just mentioned as well. And I'm sure that everybody has a similar connection to what you were saying. I'd love to bring that, that flow in, that energy in motion. I call emotion actually energy in motion. So energy in motion, emotion. And that is so, I think, important when we're connecting to our potential or actually just living our life, is to keep that flow of energy and emotion, and to keep it in motion so that we can actually not get stagnant, stuck, all those types of words. But I'll get on to what Joyita needs to tell us now around how you would define emotional mindfulness and what role does it play in unlocking potential.
I think Tiffany has already said that it is the practice of being aware. I would also say it is, because I'm a Reiki person and we do a lot of attunements, it means attune to one's own emotions as well as the emotions of others in a very non-judgmental and a very compassionate manner. It also means observing and acknowledging our feelings. Sometimes, we get carried away or we try to suppress them. But this emotional mindfulness helps us to observe, to take a back seat and just observe. And by cultivating this emotional mindfulness, we can develop a better understanding of the emotional landscape, how it enhances our own awareness, something called self-awareness. It enables us to recognize patterns in our emotions and behaviors. So how we express our emotions or our behavior, we are able to recognize them. So this self-awareness, I feel, is very important. It provides us valuable insights into our own strengths, into our own weaknesses, what are our triggers, and the areas for personal growth. So I feel that it helps you in fostering emotional intelligence. It empowers you to navigate the challenging situations in your life, in your relationships, and it helps you to develop empathy for others. And I think this in a big way helps us to build stronger connections and more meaningful interactions with people. Yeah.
I love that. And bringing that emotional intelligence in is really important, I think, as we grow and build our awareness, it grows our intelligence. And I think, all of us know what artificial intelligence is happening and to our society right now. We, I think, need to build up our emotional intelligence a lot more, because that is the one thing that the AI cannot do, and is what that human aspect of self really needs to bring forward for not only ourselves, but each other, because it's, not only about knowing yourself, but how you can actually be more of yourself in community. So I love that, Joyita. Thanks for bringing that in as well. We'll go to Julie, then Diana. And the question again is, how would you define emotional mindfulness and what role does it play in unlocking our potential? You'll have to come off mute though, Julie.
That's a good idea. I agree with Tiffany and Joyita. One of the things for me that pops in is, before we can actually move through any of it, is acknowledging it and accepting it, because if we can't do that, then we can't move any further forward. So I'm probably saying the same thing, just using different words. And I'm a great believer in our thoughts, feelings, and words are our wand. So what we think, what we feel, what we speak, we create. And with many people that I have worked with, hundreds, this comes up quite often. And so it's being very conscious, aware, which we've spoken about, of what is going on and how we can play with that to create a more helpful information that we're processing in our mind. So positive, negative, yeah, it's hard to find words where, you know, that I say helpful and unhelpful. So we want to recognize the unhelpful, and then we can flip it into the helpful. And for me personally, I can't speak for everybody else, but because affirmations and affirmations I've worked with for decades on myself for healing, and it takes consistency. And I think it's a really good place to start. I've had a lot of people say to me, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So what's happening is it doesn't work because you don't believe that it doesn't work, because our mind is so powerful, and it's really tapping into the essence of who we are. And for me, a key, I don't know if I'm going off track here, but it's self-love. And self-love, love is the highest vibration. So when we can come to that place, so we do all that inner healing to get to that place. And I have this little formula, and I've spoken about it many times, where it's like coming to a place of self-love. Yes, we have to do all the work to get there. Then that equals self-worth, self-confidence, and then manifestation of what we desire. And I kind of work with when we're coming into those points or phases of our being. What else was there? Can't remember.
That's okay. I was talking about potential, unlocking potential, but it sounds like you've already given us some practical tips as well too, which is great.
Yeah,
so
well, I
definitely
feel
revisit them.
Yeah, feel, that's what it is. And of course, I use the power of scent with that. So awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance, the key, remember, you know that phrase, that which we persist will always resist, and that which we resist will always persist. And I think this is very true when it comes to our mind, moods, and emotions, and having mindfulness. That's it for me.
I love that. Thanks, Julie. And I have a similar saying, change your language, change your life. And that's the language that you speak to yourself and others, and also anything in between. And language can be body language, it can be, you know, thoughts, it can be spoken word. So absolutely resonates with me as well. Diana, let's hear from you. So how would you define emotional mindfulness, and what role does it play in unlocking our potential?
First of all, I want to say thank you to all the panelists, because you've covered most of the way I can express the emotional mindfulness. But adding to it, I look at emotional mindfulness as your emotional blueprint. And we're all unique. We all react on life completely different. And by connecting to your heart, to the diamond within you, to the rough diamond within you that you came into this world to experience, will show you exactly where you are and what you need to do to unlock your inner potential and to unblock anything that is on your way blocking your brilliant light to shine through. Because if our diamond, which is etherical diamond, they're made of carbon as diamond is, and diamond went through a lot of hardship to become the most precious, the most valuable jewel in the world. And that's who we are. We are precious, we are valuable, we are special, we are unique. And when we connect to the diamond within, knowing what's blocking our brilliant light to shine through, to get clarity and understanding how to live every moment of our life to bring this brilliance out, our life becomes magical. Our lives become happy. And we are adding, because I always say, it's not only our emotional awareness, it's actually global emotional awareness, because the way we act and the way we feel affect the whole world. And people simply not aware of it. People think, oh, it's something to do with me. It's not just you. If you think that the moment you think and the moment you speak, you touch with your heart, negatively or positively, the whole world. You either add to wars and hardships and poverty, or you bring and enrich this world with your love. So to me, emotional mindfulness is everything. It's our weapon of love. It's our tool to create the life that you truly want. So emotions is everything. Is, as everybody said, it's energy in motions, and wherever emotion goes, energy flows. Whatever we are focusing on, we attract more into our life. And if that will be taught from the very beginning, since we are a child at schools, we will experience an amazing world of love and light. We would not be feeling disconnected. We would not be feeling alone and lonely, because we will simply understand that everything we want, everybody else wants exactly the same as we are. We all connected. We all want to experience happiness and joy. And that's why we come to this planet Earth, to experience love, connections, happiness, unity, and joy. But instead, look at what's happening. Total disconnection, wars, negativity, and feeling stuck and lost and not knowing where to go. So by connection to your heart, to your blueprint of the diamond who you are, you will create your personal unique destiny, which will add to the beauty of the world. And that's why I'm here. That's why I came to this planet. And I went through a lot of hardship in my life. My life was a diamond journey of the soul, from rough to polish to flawless. And that's where we're all going. We're going from being this beautiful, unaware bundle of love, going through all the challenges and hardship in order to create life of joy and fulfillment, and to shine our life, our unique light into the world.
Thank you so much, Diana, and so much resonated with me in that. You know, it's about the community and the connection, and really, you know, that ripple effect that we have on our community, our connections, and the world, because it's really the ripple effect of energy and emotion. Whatever is you're projecting is sometimes what you're rejecting within yourself.
Exactly.
So it's really about owning that, and that's so beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much in the first half hour, and that's only one question that we've asked these beautiful panelists. If you do have any questions, please let us know. Angel will let us know if you're coming through on a different channel or on a different connection point through Facebook or LinkedIn. Whew. So I want to jump now to perhaps some of the common challenges that people face when they're trying to integrate emotional mindfulness in their lives. So we did talk about, or there's been talk about positive and negative. So if we can think of, I like to think about it as pessimistic and optimistic, because that's part of that emotional cycle of change that we go through, which is, you know, we're optimistic about the change and we're optimistic about the thing, and then we dip down into the pessimism and we go, oh, actually, is this right for me? Am I going to be good at this? I don't know whether this is, you know, what I really want. So we start to have that pessimistic voice in our head. And so what I want to do is help people when they start to have that pessimistic voice in their head. How can they overcome that? So how can they actually really integrate that emotional mindfulness in their lives, and then integrate that and overcome that pessimistic voice in their head? So I think what we'll do is we'll start with Julie, then we'll go to Joyita.
Great, thank you. I love this question because I think, again, the first thing is we have to acknowledge, and we've been through all of that. And it's about I believe that as human beings, we're not in a place yet where we can stay, and I don't think it's a good thing for us to stay in a optimistic, high vibration all of the time, because if we do, I don't know the point of being on this planet then. I think that life is a journey. Life is lots of ups and downs. I call them challenges, but also challenges are amazing opportunities for us. And again, it's all about choice, how we respond or react. And for me, you know, I retrained myself, and I think it's about that. And it's interesting because I'm in a different phase right now. There's so much to talk on this subject, honestly, and I'm great for going off track. So you can rein me in anytime. I think it's very important to be able to, one, not get upset with yourself or beat yourself if you fall off the track, because that is part of life. And possibly we fall off track because we need to be taking notice of something, and that will then help bring us back onto track. But we're propelled forward. I think of it as like every time we are able to acknowledge and accept one of these opportunities, rather than resisting it, we have a potent, magical energy around us that where we can step into a new evolution of ourselves. So I see myself as climbing constantly through my life. And like Diana, my life has been filled with challenges and some pretty horrible stuff. And some of us do have that. There's no getting away from it. I can say it's written in the stars. And if I looked at your charts, I'd be able to say, yes, there it is, because it's like your cosmic blueprint, which is a part that your emotional blueprint is a part of that. So number one, don't think that you're failing. Be proud of yourself, because the first step is being able to be aware. And with that awareness, then you'll always move forward. So it's practice. It is practice. It's like when you become a Reiki master or an accountant or an aromatherapist or an astrologist. In life is a practice. And it's like doing the best that we possibly can and being aware of that. And yes, and I'm not trying to dampen this, because I strive. I want to keep rising. As long as I'm on this earth, my motivation is to keep rising, to become a better woman in this world and be inspiring to others. But the most important thing is, and I'm great for this, and not as much now because I recognize it, feeling like the failure, feeling like I just couldn't do it, I wasn't good enough, why can't I do this? Oh, it's me. And you're right, it's a collective thing. So it's like really honoring ourselves and going, yes, I can do this. And being with people that can support you and cheer you on, right? I think who we are around, who we associate ourselves with is very, very important. And especially, you know, I'm going to just tap into astrology here for a minute. If you're a strong water person, water, it holds everything. It's, you know, a very powerful conductor of energy. So water people feel incredibly sensitive. So sometimes for me, I have to discern whose feelings I'm feeling. Are they mine or are they somebody else's? So be mindful of that. And whatever works for you, tune into you. Tune into the core of your being. And there's so many beautiful tools and modalities that we have available with every woman here, with every, I love that hand holding there, Bethlehem, every woman and man and sacred Jew and around the world. So some things don't work for it. Trust what you feel intuitively drawn to and work with that. That's what I would say. Mind, or manage your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, your words. It's about breaking old patterns to create the new, so that we can have that new way of being. And sometimes
there is a lot in that, Julie. I am going to cut you off now, because you've just probably given us like 7,000 things.
Going.
No, it's not a problem. I just want to make sure we all get the airtime that we need as well, but appreciate all that you've brought in that. And I love the connection to astrology and elements in particular, because I'm all about nature, and my methodology has the 4 elements in it, and also elements of astrology of how we have a astrological blueprint that we've come into, which is unique, and as unique as our fingerprint. So that's really important, and I love that you are passionate about that as well. Joyita, what are some of the common challenges that people face when they're trying to integrate emotional awareness or mindfulness, and you know, how can they overcome them? And just before you start, I'll let Diana know that she's next, and then we'll go to Tiffany as well too. Thanks, Rita.
And I think Joe Irvin is watching us, and thank you for watching us from wherever you are, and thanks for liking what we are talking about. To add to what Julie has said, I wouldn't say life gives us challenges. I consider them as lessons. Every lifetime, the soul has to learn certain lessons. If we call them challenges, our life is going to be very bleak. And you know, I feel a challenge word has a negative connotation in comparison to the word lesson. So this is a lesson. So bring it on. Let me learn. And God will give us that much to learn what we can take. Nothing beyond that. So this is what yes, opportunities too. Thank you for saying that, Julie. So, that is what I would like to say about what we discussed. For me, I think the biggest obstacle that is currently which I face with my clients when I meet them is the fast-paced nature of modern life. It is so fast-paced. Everybody is running after positions and money and designations and a better car and a better house. It's fast. 24 hours is not enough for them. It is so difficult for them to pause and reflect on their emotions. And overcoming this requires taking out time for their mindfulness practices. And everybody, I feel nowadays, lacks that time. And also another thing that is happening is because society is rapidly changing, there are a lot of changes which are happening. The challenge is the resistance to face these uncomfortable emotions. People avoid acknowledging negative feelings. They feel that, you know, it is going to hinder our progress. And they don't want to try out something called a self-compassion. They don't want to embrace their emotions. They always want to feel on top of things. Come on, just slow down. Embrace your emotions. It is about you. It is not important to show to the world anything. What you feel inside, what you have inside, whether it is the golden Buddha or the hidden diamond, it is within you. It is about you. And consistency is the key, whether it is affirmations, meditation, journaling. Just be content. Just be consistent. And these, once we are able to distract ourselves, I would say that technology and external pressures and social media is a major distraction. But if we can just take out some time, limit yourself, you set your boundaries and create a conducive environment for whatever you want to do. Since this is about mindfulness, let us do some mindfulness practices and set time for ourselves, because our health, our emotional well-being is more important, and we know we can't pour from an empty cup. So let us fill ourselves and we can give this out to the world outside. Thank you so much, Bex.
Beautiful, thank you. And I love that you've brought the cup in, because I realized the other day that my cup is a thimble and I need to make it bigger. So now it's a milkshake cup, if anyone's had a big, nice milkshake. So I'm filling up a milkshake cup, and I've got lots of them. So I can fill up more than one as well. So Diana, what are some of the challenges that you've seen people face, and then how can they overcome them?
Okay, I agree with everything that has been told. And from my point of view, I see the biggest issue is understanding what consciousness is, because consciousness is the king. Consciousness is everything we will touch regarding emotions, feelings, thoughts, expressions, all to do with our unique consciousness. It's where we are in our diamond journey of life, because consciousness sometimes is very, how shall I say, complicatedly explained. And I believe in simplicity. I believe that life have to be simple. And if we're trying to analyze and find logic explanation and trying to use more of our mind power, we are getting nowhere. Consciousness simply explain what comes out of your mouth. We are very conscientious, or becomes very conscientious, what we eat, of our mindfulness about our body and our mind. What about our feelings and emotions? We just spill them out without even being aware. We are cluttering not only ourselves, our bodies and our minds, we are cluttering with negative emotions the whole world. And that's why it's not enough rain to clear and to clean all this emotional garbage that we just simply spill every second of our day, not even being aware. We don't think about it because nobody taught us. We don't focus on our emotions from the inside. We focus on them from the outside. We always find somebody to blame, whether it's government, system, husband, wife, children, education. We always have someone to blame. What about us? By taking responsibilities for our words, thoughts, and actions, we can not only change ourselves and live happily ever after, but to change the whole world. For me, nothing is just to do with one person. I see the world as one, because that's how I live my life. Life brought me through all my stepping stones, life lessons, challenges, into a moment of my life to consciously acknowledge that I am an important part of this matrix of life. And I am, as an individual, can influence life from within in a way that will change the whole world. And that's what I'm here to teach everyone, that you are matter. Your life is matter. You're unique, you're special and beautiful. And everything you do in life affects not only you, but everyone else. So consciousness is the king. And if you work in your life, just using simple things and being mindful of them, The moment you eat, the moment you speak to someone, the moment you express yourself, even if it comes automatically, as I think Julia mentioned or Joyita mentioned about not blaming yourself, not looking at yourself from the negative point of view, because we are all, we negative and we are positive. We cannot be positive all the time because as long as we are here in the human body, we are demons and angels. We are everything. And only by expressing and connecting to our negative and positive side, it will empower us to understand that it's only a life experience. And it is not serious as we think, because life can be beautiful. We make it complicated, we make it deep and negative, and we dwell in it, and it's finished. We don't see the way out because we are stuck in our negative emotions. Because we don't understand that emotions, it's our teachers. They teach us how to be the best version of ourselves and how to live the life of our dreams.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Diana. There's so much power in that. And that was actually from Joanne, who's listening as well. She believes that there's so much power in that. And
Absolutely.
we've also got another comment from another Jo Irwin this time. She's really enjoying the conversation. Wonderful conversation. Navigating our emotions is essential for living an empowered life. And I absolutely think you just really embodied that with what you said in relation to we are the owners of what we do, how we do it in the world. And if we let it spill out, then that's up to us to actually, bring that back in and change that within ourselves to be able to then have that beautiful ripple effect and on the world, which can be real, and you're living it. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Tiffany, crikey, we've got we're coming to the end. We're gonna hear from you, and then we're gonna go to everyone and see really how we can connect with everybody with the work that they do in the world, and also Sacred You, because I know there's some tribe leaders here, and I really want to make time for us to really talk about ourselves in this as well, because we are important in all of this beautiful conversation. So Tiffany, any insights on common challenges and then how we can overcome them?
Yes, and I will make it quick to respect everybody's time. And, Julie, Joyita, Diana, just beautiful, beautiful insights on this topic. It's very near and dear to me, being an emotional care and recovery coach. I feel like the greatest challenge and opportunity, and with you, Julie, on that, I always tell my clients, there's really no challenges. It's just an opportunity to build your emotional muscle. I feel that our greatest challenge on this planet is lack of education, lack of modeling and teaching how to feel emotions. We really live in a society where negative emotions are really shunned and kind of like locked in the cellar and they're devalued. And then you've got your more uplifting, positive emotions that we want to stay in. And we feel like something has drastically gone wrong if that doesn't last. Well, emotions are in motion, as Bex said, and they're not meant to stay here forever. They're meant to flow and move and process and cycle through us. And if we can trust that process, it's kind of like a Ferris wheel. We're always going to circle back around. We're always going to circle back around. Happiness may not last, but it's coming back, right? Depression or sadness may not last, you may not want to be in it, but you're going to move through it. So I feel like teaching and educating people from a young age, this needs to be in schools, on emotional intelligence, how to regulate your nervous system, how to feel anger, not to feel ashamed of being mad or sad or feeling guilty. That whole self-blame is very toxic and be super destructive because our mental construct around our narrative on challenges and feeling our emotions, we've kind of been programmed to believe that it's a bad thing and it's something that we have to resist and avoid. And I feel that connection is key, and embracing with, the lack of judgment and having just unconditional love and acceptance for, wow, this is how I'm feeling. And just allowing your narrative to shift around that not being a problem. and your body really communicating with you through that process. So I feel like how to overcome the challenges is to really teach, and that's what I do in my practice. I really teach and I educate the importance of emotional wellness, how to feel your feelings. Many people think they're feeling when actually they're reacting and resisting. And so in having that education and having that understanding, like Diana said, then you can feel empowered and take self-responsibility and own, oh, these are my emotions. I don't have to be afraid of them. And I don't have to blame other people or hold them responsible for feeling good or bad. And when you come into that sense of self-responsibility and ownership, there's so much empowerment in that. And I believe that is how we heal, and that is how we overcome the challenges, by making them an opportunity.
Beautiful.
So beautiful, so beautiful. I think the children are actually our teachers. I think the adults need to take a step back and actually start relearning, because we're the ones, well, the elders, the older people in the world are perhaps projecting some of our emotional trauma onto individuals, where that beautiful bright essence of a child seems to be able to own their emotion in relation to expressing it. Yes, they need to understand there's containers as well, but the expression of it is there, and we need to not suppress it. We need to keep continuing the expression, but, you know, have some boundaries around that, because we do live in connection with others, and it's important not to project, but just to accept your own energy and emotion and honor that within yourself. Because isn't that powerful? I mean, all of you, I'm sure, have had emotion, but being able to honor and accept that that's your emotion and how you're feeling at the time is actually quite a way that you can honor yourself and the process and journey that you're going through. So beautiful. Julie and I jinxed in the chat just before, because we were talking, when you were talking, Tiffany, about thinking about the seasons of Mother Earth and nature and how they're so cyclic. And, you know, Mother Earth can go through her different seasons for different reasons, because she needs to, you know, have that time where she's insular in winter and coming back into herself, and then the rebirth of summer and spring, and then the fullness of summer, you know, and then the shedding in autumn. So I think we are all one, including one with nature. And I think seasons for reasons can really help us with our emotional sense of self too, if we look to nature as a reflection. And, you know, I'm sure that people have sort of felt the connection with, if it's a rainy day, oh, I just feel like being, you know, cuddled up and snuggled up and a bit more connected to your own emotions. Whereas summer, you want to be out and bright and, you know, involved in that beauty externally. So much beauty, so much conversation. And Joyita, I agree, loving every bit of this conversation, and we can definitely have a marathon discussion. We could keep talking for a long time. However, we do need to wrap up. So I'd love to offer the opportunity for you to let us know how we can connect with you as beautiful practitioners, individuals in the world, with your work. And also if you have anything coming up or any special offers that you'd love to give to this beautiful community that we have here. So I'm going to start with Diana, and then we will go to Joyita, Tiffany, and Julie, and then myself as well. So Diana.
First of all, I would like to thank everybody on this panel for this beautiful hour of mindfulness, connections, and bringing our beauty and our light into the world and sharing our wisdom and knowledge with everyone. And if anybody would like to connect with me, I have the link shown on the chat about my website, where you can reach me anytime. And I'm offering 1 hour free discovery session with me to help you to connect to the diamond within, to help you to connect with your emotions, and to connect with whatever blocking your brilliant life to shine through, to help you understand who you truly are, and to find this strategy and a way to empower you and to help you to move forward to the life you truly want to live. I'm also offering, and I will sign specifically the book I wrote, The Diamond Within, from rough to polished to flawless, because that's what life is all about. Life, it's all about polishing our rough diamonds. And with each and every step of the way, we polish one more side of this beautiful, precious diamond within. We become healthier, we become more happy, we become more successful in life, in business, everywhere, because everything to do with polishing our own self, learning about who we are, and letting the light of diamond, the light of God, shining through us in the most incredible way, not controlling life, not thinking we are the only one who can change our life. There is something within us, the power greater than we are, that can manifest our dreams and desires in most magical and easy way, instead of us blocking ourselves and creating problems, issues, feeling stuck, feeling separated, and feeling alone. I've been there. I've lived my life through loneliness, through looking and searching for that light, because I had never had support within my family environment, within the country I was born in. I was born at the time of the Soviet Union, when everything was absolutely covered with a veil of darkness. I had no knowledge about anything. And as a little child, I went through a lot of internal trauma to find that light within me at the very early age without even knowing what it is. So I live my life, what I teach and what I preach, that's how I live my life. And I want to teach you to live the life of your dreams. This is my biggest wish and my best desire.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. That is gorgeous. And if you resonate with Diana and what she has offered too, you can find it in all the links in the chat. So let's head to Joyita. What have you got to offer, as well as how can we connect?
So you can connect to me through sacreddew.la, where I am the host of the tribe, The Child Within, where I work on inner child healing. And our angelic angel will put all the links below. My website details are there. My LinkedIn details will also be there. Other than this, if anybody wishes to connect for, I have a free offering of a spiritual clearing that I will do around your inner child issues. So from the time that you were in the womb till your age now, if there is anything that is blocking you from any of your members, the caregivers, parents, or your siblings, I would be helping you to clear that at the energetic level. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Joyita. And now we'll go to Tiffany.
Yes, this has been powerful, and I'm really honored to be here. Thank you, panelists, and thank you everyone watching. Thank you, Bethlehem, for joining us live. I can be reached on Facebook, Instagram at Tiffany Coach Me. Facebook is Tiffany West. I'm in Aurora, Colorado, and I am offering a free gift. Anybody that is struggling with anxiety, stress and overwhelm, and even depression, it's called a Calm Home. It's an e-guide, and it's 11 ways to reduce anxiety and really create an inner peaceful environment. All about working from the inside out. And then I am also offering a 45-minute wake-up call with me to really wake up to what it is that you are wanting out of your life. And then we go on a little treasure hunt to find the trauma underneath that. And then buried in that is the treasure, which is your power and your potential. And so those wake-up calls are really fun. You get to spend 45 minutes with me, and we get to play, and we get to really tap into some areas within you may not have before, and really wake up to what you're truly here to do. And I'd love to facilitate and hold you in that space if you're interested. And I'm hoping that they can put that link in the chat as well. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Tiffany. And what a beautiful offer. And all links will be distributed evenly across all of the socials, so there is no way you can miss them. And those on a replay too, if you'd like to connect with anyone, feel free to ask questions and at the person in the conversation so they can actually have a conversation with you in the chat if you've got anything burning desire, or you can reach out to them as well. So Julie, over to you.
Yes, thank you. And again, thank you. I was thinking, and I did comment about how it would be beautiful to go and have discussions like this with our children of the world and learn from them. I do believe they're our greatest teachers and our greatest inspiration in life. What I've got coming up, I have many offers. You're best to find me on Facebook. I hang out there a lot, even though I am on other platforms, because I have my own group and we're very active. So you can just tap into me, send me a message. But my Rich Witch Sacred Circle is relaunching or beginning again on the 1st of September. And I just want to be clear that the Rich Witch, yes, we will be doing magical things. It's also about empowering conversations. And as I mentioned before, Rich Witch is about living a rich life. And I work with women only, and we have all kinds of discussions. We work with Mother Earth, we work with the stars. It's not a program, it's a membership where we all come together. I do weekly calls for 60 to 90 minutes, and it's very affordable. It's $47 a month. However, if you join, now you get 1 month free, so that's 4 hours or more of calls, and it's eclectic, you know, astrology, spells, working with the moon, because the moon has such an intimate influence on us on a daily basis, but also learning about outer planets, which are powerful. I can go on, but we will just that or you can have an astrology session with me or a perfume. But check out my Rich Witch Circle. It's beautiful. There's already some women in there. I took a break from it and we're relaunching in September.
Yeah. Fabulous. And you have a tribe as well.
I do. Yes, thank you for reminding me. We have our calls on a Friday, 12:30 to 1:30. On a Friday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So that time will never change whether we go into daylight saving or not. And I've been doing a bit of astrology lately, but we'll be doing perfume, you know, working with essential oils, working with the moon, doing practical things like artful exercises. As I said, it's very eclectic, but a lot of astrology.
Beautiful. Thank you, Julie. And I'm in that group, and yet to have a call with you, but get the replays as well too. So any of the tribes that we're talking about now, you can actually connect in with the replays. So Joyita's tribe as well, and Julie's, which is fantastic. And of course, you can connect with me. I'm hosting the Sydney tribe. And yes, we do ask that you're in at least the New South Wales. I'm going to stretch it a little bit from Sydney, because I know that there's some people on the outskirts of Sydney. We do have some other circles that are more like in Port Macquarie and up in the Central Coast and Newcastle tribe. But if you are in Sydney or below, I offer the opportunity for you to connect in. We have an online connection once a month, and that's every second Tuesday of the month. And we also have an in-person as well. And the in-person is usually on a Saturday, but that may change the dates. So there's no set date on which Saturday of the month, but we hang out at a cafe, or we might actually do a picnic in the park once it gets a bit warmer as well. So you can connect in with me there through the Sacred You community, or you can connect with me directly through my website on bexsmith.com.au, because I'm in Australia. And I also have a beautiful group that is in Facebook, which is called Yintopia. And it's about empowering your cheerleader and taming your inner bitch. So really stepping into the world where the inner cheerleader shines and where the swirling currents of emotions are honoured, and you can build lifelong connections with other ambitious women. So let's empower your cheerleader and ride those emotional currents to success together, and love the conversations that we have, and also my weekly show where I bring some fun, joy, laughter, but also some serious stuff in that as well. So thank you so much to all the panelists and all of you for joining us. Really appreciate the questions, the comments, the connection in all that we've brought this evening. And really honour Angel too for being our angel in the background with getting all of the things that we need to in all the places that we need to make it. So that's it from us for this beautiful call. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, reach out to us directly or in the chat.